Go
we're
ahead.
on the topic of movies, like I was trying to think of, the different types of people that you would be trying to like recommend things to. And I feel like film buffs are like the easiest to get them into this kind of thing. Because I feel like with people who love film, who really respect film, they're not going to be turned off by the fact that it's animated because if you go with the stuffs like Akira and The Tale of Princess Kaguya and Your Name and Princess Mononoke and A Silent Voice. These are movies that have that are wonderful movies in any way, like animated or live action. And I feel like film buffs are just so like they will not discount it because it's animated as much as a regular person would.
When you start somebody on a Spirited Away, you're really mimicking a real drug addiction. Because let's be honest, you start them with Spirited Away. The high is so good. You're like, oh, the color,
Oh
the
yeah.
colors have, oh yeah, oh. It's ooh, ooh.
Can we
Red
get
is
through one episode without you simulating sex,
that was
please?
that was
No.
that was Pancake that did that actually. So you
Oh,
start them
like
on.
you weren't going there too.
Well, it won't be the last time. But like you actually hear the colors. The high is so good at first, and it's like Spirited Away, and then it's like oh, but everything is downhill from Spirited Away after that. It's like oh, now I have a resistance to this drug, and it's and it's the next thing is never going to be as good because your brain's like oh, I remember this, I can handle this now. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like having your first sip of alcohol versus like being able to take 4 shots. It just never hits quite that hard. Oh man,
That's how you fuel the addiction.
Of course.
you just need more and more.
I like some of Raggedy's accessibility.
Accessibility.
Yes, thank you. I can't fucking talk
You're
because
welcome.
I'm stupid. I'd like to go through some
Someone's
of your.
been drinking.
I haven't been drinking, bruh. I can go make us margaritas though. Raggedy, I like some of your
Yes.
dub picks. Let's talk about them.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other thing I was thinking of was most of my ideas were kind of lowering the bar to entry. Again, you're talking to someone who doesn't watch a lot of anime, any anime, someone who's older or way younger. You're trying to get your kids into anime if are your kids are old enough to appreciate TV shows. You can't put them in front of a show that has English subtitles. They're not going to watch it. Dubs, especially good dubs, are going to be the way to go. So at least for mine, I picked 3 that I thought are exceptional dubs. I put Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, and FMA Brotherhood. That even the most snobbiest of sub snobs cannot deny that those are good dubs.
Full Metal
Yeah.
Alchemist Brotherhood has one of the best fucking dubs ever. I will
Oh,
never
who's
shut
in
up
this
about
dub? I'm
that.
gonna look this shit up.
Somebody that is
Yeah.
not so savory, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And like going off of that, not even just like good dubs in general. I feel like a show like 91 Days, which has a really good English dub, and on top of that puts in the work to make it feel like of the era that the show is in, like the 1920s America.
The
Um,
accents.
it really does help. I feel for like an American audience member like to get into that kind of show. Uh, and also something like Vinland Saga, like is that dubbed? I don't even know, but
Yes.
I just feel
It
like
is, yeah.
yeah, I can't speak for the dub in that show, but just in general, like Vinland Saga seems like it seems something that an American audience member would be also a you know more receptive to, considering it's in like Western or sorry Eastern. I'm getting mixed up with my directions. Western Europe, and it mentions things that we are fairly aware of, like Leif Erikson and
Yeah, the historical
Vinland and
aspect makes it way
yeah.
more accessible for the Western audience. And the art style is not super anime either.
yeah. And it's also like brutal and bloody for all the people who like, Game of Thrones and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's more along like an HBO kind of show lines.
How could I forget? Of course, the dub, the dub of Full Metal Alchemist is basically led by Vic Mignogna.
I told you.
Rest his soul as an anime voice actor. I mean, he's pretty much done. But then you
Don't
have
be a creep.
yeah,
Don't
Christopher
be
Sabat.
a creep.
He's all over the listing too. So it's literally got like Dragon Balls, a bunch of Dragon Balls voice actors in it. So I mean, those are definitely 2 prominent ones. because Vic Mignogna was involved in Dragon Ball 2. And then we can't forget Black Hayate, dubbed by Benjamin Diskin. This fucking dog. He literally just like probably makes dog noises. Imagine if that was your role.
I think you'd like the dogs in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Well, he's very cute, but it's like, what kind of a voice acting role is
That's the
Lieutenant Hawkeye's pet dog? It's like how good of a dog noise?
That's
can you
not the
make?
dog you'd like.
that's not the dog.
Is there,
So unaware.
is there a dog girl?
There
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Why do there have to be so many fucking characters in Full Metal Alchemist? I'm gonna have to scroll through like 800 names to find the dog girl.
I don't think you have to do that. You could just look it
You
up on
ju-
Google, and
yeah,
you'll
just-
you'll find it quick.
Oh,
doing
my
it.
God.
Are you really unaware of what we're talking about?
I haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist.
I can't wait to see this reaction.
Is this the stupid like homunculus or whatever that gets turned into a dog or whatever the hell?
Basically.
I
It's
mean,
not really.
sort of.
See that
not
dog
really,
and that
but-
little girl? That's
Yeah.
the homunculus. That's what.
That's lame, man.
They
You
do
gotta-
the Dragon Ball fusion dance.
I'm looking for like sexy girls, like prancing around in their like cat and their dog ears and shit. And you're giving
Yeah, we
me,
know.
Not
But
that
this is
type
you're
of
giving
funny.
me
anime, but-
Yeah, this is
mutated
funny.
child.
It's not a mutated.
Yeah, by her
child.
own father.
By her own
actually.
dad.
Whatever, science experiment, child, etc.
Well, you wanted a dog girl.
No,
There's
that's
no more a
fucking
dog girl than
bullshit.
that.
That's not what I'm talking
That is the
It's
dog girl
literal.
of anime.
Dad of the Year award right there.
I've never been so titillated except by Nina Tucker. Oh,
R.I.P. Nina.
oh yeah.
So sad. But back
Anyway,
to accessibility.
Yeah.
I mean, another one I had here was Netflix on my list because, like, no non-anime fan is going. I mean, we barely want to spend money on Crunchyroll and High Dive and blah 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 blah, right? Like, most people have Netflix. Most people have Disney Plus. There are anime on those platforms. That's an easier way to get someone into it because they already have the access to it.
I don't want to spend fucking money on anything, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
That's-
So, do you have any specific examples through Netflix, or are you just saying like anything that's not?
I think
Well, there's
the ones
so
that
much
were
on
in his
Netflix.
dubs were, I think, on Netflix. Like, I know Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was on there for a hot
Vinland
minute.
Saga's on there.
Vinland Saga's on there.
I mean, Demon Slayer's on there.
Demon
Jujutsu Kaisen's
Slayer.
on there.
Attack on Titan seems to be on there on and off like all the time.
Yeah, but it is on Hulu off and on too. So I think they're having like
Anime is
wars
so
over it.
fragmented. As long as it's not exclusively on High Dive, I'm good. We all know how I feel about that.
oh my god.
I mean, like, some of these may seem like, they probably sound kind of like the basic, like, go-to, like, oh, everyone's seen these shows. But I think when you're recommending shows to people who are outside the sphere, you have to take yourself out of that sort of like pseudo-elitism we can sometimes find ourselves in. And remember, these people have never like seen or heard of these shows before. It's okay to recommend basic shit. Like, popular stuff is popular for a reason. And when you're trying to get people to like, the hobby you like, give them the easy stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I
Breadcrumbing
put
them.
down like Death Note, as you guys already talked about. My Hero Academia, as much as some people will love to shit on it, like, it's prime for an American audience. We love superheroes, and it's basically Sky High, if you know that movie, for anime. And everybody who has watched Sky High loves Sky High.
Well, and
So-
that's a good one that you could recommend to like families, like somebody that you work
Yeah.
with that has younger kids, like their kid could watch it with them, and I think that's important for some people, like having a show that's not brain rot to watch with their kid.
Yeah, and also Haikyuu. It's just such a standard anime, and yet everybody, even if they're not even into sports, loves Haikyuu.
Yeah, I can see that. I've recommended Free to a couple girlfriends that are into
Free.
pretty boy
Fucking
swimming.
smut.
Hey, I've recommended it to like 4 girls.
I bet
they
you have.
all like it.
They're like, oh, let me lick his abs. I mean, that's
Mm.
basically the point, right?
I mean,
Come on. Come on.
I picked it
You
up
have-
because I like swimming, but I
literally-
stayed for the pretty boy abs.
Yeah, I'm going to Google, just for the audience at home, I'm going to Google free.
You
It's
have to
just
give
going to be fucking
people,
porn,
you know,
basically.